Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you can hear this. Alright. I believe we're in the middle of Carcat. Okay, I don't remember the voice.
Haha! Oh god, who gives a fuck about a game Maradia dug out of a hole in the ground? And what actual work? I can't even believe that for a second. You mean the actual work of touching yourself while sobbing into your Recuperacoon? Yes.
Oh gosh, I need to do Solix too. Forgot.
Yes, hilarious. But can we skip the foreplay for just one time in our life? All that's going to happen is you saying something you regret, and then cry typing over whether or not we're still friends. Okay, first of all, fuck you. I don't have time for any of your pathetic burns dunking me into a carton of weak sauce. There's actual, real, serious shit going down. Well, now that we've wasted like 2 minutes telling each other how busy we are, what the fuck do you want? I need you to check something in the Imperial database for me. Cast records. And I want you to do it without asking me why I need it. Deal? Wait, why the fuck, KK? Absolutely no deal. You didn't even try to make a deal. You just told me to do something incredibly illegal and dangerous. Why do you need cast records? You think ancestors are bullshit? Ancestors are bullshit. Fake night dream nonsense for kids who hate themselves and want to experience a connection to something better than they are. Face the facts, bulgeweeds. There's no way any of us are descended from anybody that matters. Then why do you need a bunch of... Then why do you want me to risk getting called for records? If it's a bunch of bullshit, that doesn't matter. I might have a death wish, but I'm not suicidal. So either tell me what's crawled up your nook and laid eggs in there, or let me get back to work. Okay, fine. I'm only telling you this because we're friends and I trust you. There's this person in my hive. Person. Yeah, they aren't a troll, but they aren't a drone either. I figure they're an alien. But they've got a cerulean sign, and we're trying to figure out where it came from. Wait, they aren't a troll, but they're a cerulean? Sorry, KK, I'm trying to wrap my pan around this, but I'm pretty sure you're fucking with me. Oh my god, could you just run this? Give me a second. Okay, nobody had this sign or cast name in a while. Ask your new friend if they know the name Adalov.
And that's, that's Malik's last name.
Hey, do you know... Oh, what the fuck?
You stepped back from where you've been reading over Carcat's shoulder. You couldn't resist. He was just getting so heated and mad, banging on the keyboard and making weird low growly noises.
You think you can just...
Carcat goes absolutely silent. He's rigid. If he'd been a cat, his hair would be standing straight up. Maybe a Carcat. You ask him what's wrong, and he shushes you so loudly you almost fall over from shock. You strain, and in the distance, you think you hear a strange, staticky whirring. Suddenly, Carcat explodes into motion, grabbing your arm and pulling you out of his respite block and down the stairs. In the living room, he tugs a thick black blanket from off the back of the couch and pulls up the rug in the center of the room. Beneath it is a trapdoor. What the hell is...
Be quiet!
His movements are quick and panicky, but also methodical. His jaw is set, and his eyes are hard as he unbolts the trapdoor, giving it a hard yank to loosen it, and props it open. Beneath it is a rectangular pit in the foundations of the house, the size and shape of a shallow grave. This isn't the first time he's done this. You doubt it's even the 10th. So far, Carcat has struck you as a little bit ridiculous, but now there's something fierce burning in him, something angry and distilled. The sound comes again, closer this time, and you see a hulking shadow out the window, huge and menacing and armored. Karkat yanks you down into the pit with him, and wraps the two of you in the blanket. Then he closes a trapdoor and you're plunged into a darkness, so absolute, like you've stopped existing. What the hell is going on?
A drone.
Karkat's face is squished against your shoulder. The fear in his voice shudders you to your bones.
It's just a routine check. We should be fine down here. My Lucis dug this. It hides the temperature.
The temperature?
Of me. Of us. Of our mutation.
You don't understand, but that doesn't stop you from being afraid. Impossibly heavy footsteps land on the floor above you. Karkat trembles. God, you have to do something. Right? Wait it out or flee. It out.
We'll be fine.
Karkat mutters it to himself again and again.
We'll be fine, we'll be fine. This always works, there's no reason to.
A rusty, grating screech as the trapdoor is wrenched off its hinges. Light pours in. Two giant metal hands reach into the hole and pluck the both of you out. Karkat wriggles and bites like a cat again, trying to get free. You don't have the chance. The drone tosses you bodily out of the way. Your head hits the wall, and everything goes a little strange and streaky after that. When you come back to yourself, you're outside in the blazing morning heat, with Karkat crouched over you. Did the two of you escape?
Yeah.
His voice is hollow. There's crimson blood smeared on his sweater and up to his chin, and you realize it must have come from the reopened cuts on your own. Karkat must have carried you out of the hive. The hive. Behind you, Karkat's house is in flames. The heat of the fire combines with the heat of the sun, until it feels like the two of you are standing on the edge of hell. Oh my god, did the drone do that?
No, my Lucis did. I told you, I have early warning systems. It gave me a chance to get out before triggering it.
Is he okay? Karkat gives you a look of utter disgust. He gestures towards the burning hive.
I very much fucking doubt it.
Okay, but the drone is dead, right? So he's safe. Karkat releases a creaky wheezing sound that takes you a second to realize is a laugh.
God, you really are an alien. Where are you even from? It sounds so relaxing. That isn't the only drone, you freak of nature. It's seen my sign. It's heard my voice. I'm on record as call on sight. There's absolutely nowhere for me to go.
Shit. Okay. Well, what about his friends? You really don't think Karkat is in any sort of state to make decisions, so you make an executive one for both of you. Also, it's hot as shit out here, and your delicate skin is already starting to burn. What had that friend's name been? Solix? You take Karkat's hand, because the two of you are beyond holding each other under the armpits at this point. You appear in a residential street in the city, and for a second you think you must have traveled in time as well, since it's night again suddenly. But then you look up and see this strange purple-blue glimmer in the sky. It's still day, but there's some sort of atmospheric shield between the killer sun and the city. I wonder why there isn't one over where Karkat lives. Maybe it's too far out in the sticks. Karkat yanks his hand out of yours. He is still holding the blanket he has wrapped the two of you in, staring around in nervous little ticks. He looks even more scared than he had back in his bedroom. Clearly, he doesn't get out much.
Fuck!
A low chime rings out through the empty street. Karkat pulls his palm husk out of his pocket and looks at it like he can't remember what it is. Like everything normal has been wiped away, and all that remains is the frozen horror in his eyes.
KK, what the fuck? I just saw your name come up on the feed. What did you do, you fucking idiot? You're going to be a Thresher. You can't just start showing up on the call lists.
I didn't do anything. Solix, there's some stuff about me you don't know.
KK, what the hell?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm right outside your hive stem.
What? What are you talking about? Is this the mutant stuff? Who gets to say about that? TV knows too. He says he can taste our blood colors through the screens. It is all kinds of freaky.
How does that even work? The screens aren't scratch and sniff. How the fuck? It doesn't matter. Wow, I actually do not give a crap about any of Terezi's cackling bullshit right now. Everything is fucked forever. As if in agreement, a familiar cackling whir starts up somewhere close by. You and Karkat look at each other in almost comedic distress. Man, what a sprite that is. I have to go.
Just come up here, okay? We'll figure this shit out.
No, absolutely fucking not. Oh my god, you utter imbecile. You think your little think pen Sparks could do anything against a culling drone? I know you have a death wish, but I'm not going to assist you in a hysterical shit-fit suicide.
You don't know anything about me or my death wish, KK. Come upstairs.
No. Don't make me tell you how much I hate you.
Aww. Karkat throws his palm husk at the pavement, shattering the screen. Tears drip off his jaw in blurry streaks of red.
Get me out of here, and don't you dare ask me what's wrong.
You don't. You get him out there. To all over. Locale to locale. To take a grand tour of Alternia, a place you shouldn't know the name of, but you do. And everywhere you go, you hear that telltale grating whir. Karkat was right. Wherever he goes, the drones follow. After a certain point, it just becomes routine. You teleport to a random location, and the two of you just sort of loaf around until you hear the sound in the distance. By the time the sun starts to set, you are both exhausted and must have zapped all over the planet. You find yourself back on the grassy fields, most likely somewhere near Karkat's demolished hive. Smoke hangs fetid in the evening air. Karkat's eyes are so dull, his hair a tangled mess of curls so thick they look like twisted wire.
I figured out why the fucking thing didn't work.
What thing? He shakes the blanket, which he's been holding on to all day, the last remnant of what is most likely by now just a smoking wreck.
With 2 mutants in there, we were too warm. Years of perfecting my hiding like an oink beast from the slaughter technique, and it's all decimated by some clueless asshole in a hoodie. Just Karkat out here having a normal one, getting fucked up the waist tube by the inexorable march of fate in the universe. I meet someone with the same disgusting deformity as me and they immediately ruin my life. This is why I don't let people into my hive.
Karkat, there's so much hatred wrapped up in his voice, in his words, and you don't think it's hatred for you. You ask him what you can do. You want to fix this.
I think you've done enough.
Karkat bundles himself up in the blanket. Even though it isn't cold, he turns away. Man, can't help but think that that looks familiar, doesn't it? I don't know, like, some sort of mutant-blooded troll in a cloak or something. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know why they decided to end it like this. I really got no idea. Anyway. Well, that wasn't the right option, clearly. So, I guess our only option is to flee. So you're a pretty tolerant kind of dude. You're generally down for whatever. But lying in a shallow grave while a troll boy digs his nubby little horns into your ribs and a mechanical monster stomps around upstairs, that's kind of a lot, even for you.
So you do really the only thing a responsible friend can. You get your friend the fuck out of Dodge. Oh gosh,
It was really cool of Jade to have us all over. It was like a birthday present, kind of. Especially since all my other presents got lost in the mail. Actually, the only one that didn't get lost was a Little Monsters poster my dad got me. He gave it to me a week early, almost like he knew that something weird was going to happen to the rest of my gifts.
Sure, yeah, I'm happy. What was my Dave voice? Sure, yeah, I'm happy for you, dude. Cool that your dad got you your unbelievable. Cool that your dad got your unbelievable crappy shit to you before it got thrown in the little garbage where frankly it belongs. But why are you wasting any part of our valuable word count babbling about your fucking Little Monster poster? Who actually cares?
I don't know, I just figured some people might want to know about it.
Whack. Oh hey. Dave and John are propped up on the futon, gaming the way only bros can game, i.e. with several bags of chips and a mostly empty 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew on the couch between them. Yeah, dog, saving room for Jesus and snacks.
Oh hey, Mr. Mailman.
You wave hello and try to catch your breath. You're a little unbalanced from the brutal shift between being buried alive to a chill Texas day with just a couple of guys being dudes. Wait, how did they even get back from Jade's? Yeah! You were their ride, you dingus! Oh, right, yeah, it turns out her dog can teleport. Wild, right? Who knew?
I don't think Becton can time travel, though. So don't worry, you aren't going to be out of a job or anything. And I'm probably going to ask you to zap me back to my place before my dad realizes I've been gone this long. I don't think he called the cops on you. I just want to be on the safe side.
By the way, who the fuck is that? And is he like... okay. No. And is he like... okay? Oh yeah, Carcat. He's currently curled up on the ground with the blanket still wrapped around him. He's breathing very heavily and sort of clutching at the carpet. It might be important. You lean down to make sure he's cool while telling Dave and John he's an alien from another planet. You figured you'd bring him here since shit got a little too hot back in Alien Land. Oh. Dope, I guess. Hey, dude.
Wait, he's an alien? Like, a real alien?
Yeah, John, Jesus Christ, look, he's got little horns.
Yeah, I can see that, but come on, aliens?
Oh, so this is where you draw the line. A friend living alone on an island with nothing but her magical dog and taxidermy grandpa who she stuffed herself isn't where you draw it. A teleporting fake mailman in a hoodie who just wants to be bros isn't where you draw it.
I guess you have a point. All that stuff just feels so normal now.
So I guess in theory you could bring us to visit this alien planet. Maybe. Not that that's anything I'd actually want to do. That place is probably stank AF. You'd never catch me in space. Space ain't the place. Oh damn, write that down. You love a good Strider freestyle any day of the week, but this isn't Dave's route. So you return your focus back to... oh holy fuck, where do you go? Oh yeah, the little dude just scurried out the door. Probably should have mentioned that. God damn it, you just brought Carcat to Earth and you've already lost him. Some friend you are. You zap down to the ground floor of the apartment building. Nothing. Probably why they didn't end up drawing it. You zap to the stairwell and look up. Nothing. No little alien boy with a blanket. Shit, damn it. Remembering the time you met Dave, you zap up to the roof. You find Carcat standing silhouetted against the turgid Texas sky, shimmers of heat haze making him look strangely artificial. He's shading his eyes and staring up at the sun. Hey dude, don't do that, you're going to hurt yourself. Yeah, like Teresa did.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the advice. I'm way too stupid to know not to look directly into a burning ball of fire. The pain is intense and searing, but I'm just a dumb fucking animal. By the way, this sun is pathetic.
Well, this is another planet and another sun.
Yes, thank you.
He drops his hand and turns back to you. There are still cobwebs in his hair from the crawl space.
Is this where you're from?
You think so. Maybe you don't remember very much about yourself, but you seem to know more about Earth than you do about Alternia. You don't remember very much about that place at all. Oh, except that it's called Alternia, apparently.
This all feels, I don't know, wrong? Or maybe you are just really fucking weird. You zapped in and dragged me out of my hive to an alien planet where the sun isn't hot enough to burn.
Well, it is definitely hot enough to burn. It just takes a little longer.
Shut up, I wasn't finished. Before you showed up, Solix was telling me about this game that one of his friends found. We were all supposed to play it together and, I don't know, some stuff would have happened? I don't know why it feels like that matters. I just feel it's hard to describe. Flattened out.
Yeah, I feel you. You and Carcat both jump. Dave has ninja'd up the stairs and leaned casually against the brick wall. Shit, how long has he been standing there? Where's John? Oh, he just disappeared. Good, I can't remember if I was doing his voice right. Wait, what? Yeah, it's weird. The swirling void wormhole just opened up in the TV and sucked him right in.
What?
Oh, I'm fucking with you. John's in the bathroom. I had you for a second, didn't I? Absolutely sounds like something that could happen these past couple days. Oh yeah, hilarious. He sure got you. Also, you're pretty sure the scene moved up here so you could talk to Carcat without Dave coming in and making all this about him again. Dave adjusts his shades. Man, that is just an extremely weird thing to say. But yeah, horny dude. I mean, guy with horns.
Are you talking to me?
We were all supposed to play a game too, together as a group or some shit. Right, Jay told you about a game that was supposed to change everything. It's that sort of shit that makes me get this feeling you know more about what's going on than you're telling us. You don't. You swear you don't. You have no idea why any of this is happening, or maybe not happening? There's just some stuff you seem to know, but not until you absolutely have to. You're just sure that it's very important that you brought Carcat here.
Why? How the fuck do I have anything to do with these hornless freaks?
Standing right here, bro. My god. But yeah, that's a pretty good point of view now that I think about it. You said it's important for you to bring him here, like here specifically, to my apartment. Yeah. Wow. You aren't sure. You just have this intense feeling that's imperative that the two of them are friends. Just friends, though? Alright. Weird, but alright. Gray, dude, you ever play any Tony Hawk? And voila. The beginnings of yet another ship. Thank goodness, Carcat's routes has some very strong shipping potential between Dave and Solix. Surprised there wasn't any John Cat. Alright. Now, moving on to a voice I can reliably do, Kanaya. You're learning. Oh yeah, and this is like you haven't met whatchamacallit. You haven't met Carcat. This is like after meeting Jade, you either meet Carcat or Kanaya. But then in the next route you have met both of them. If that makes sense. You are learning more about yourself every day. For example, while you already knew that friendship was everything, you're now realizing that staying with your friend is not a priority. At least that must be right because you keep leaving friends and starting over again. Why are you doing this? Probably a deeply held value of some kind. That makes sense. Anyway, you're ready to meet more friends. I cannot read today. The only place you've seen new people recently has been on Jade's dream planet. Zap on over there. This time, something is different. It seems to be a different part of day than before. The overhead clouds that previously served as fluffy ambient backdrops are now alive with images. Meteors striking a dark world, a planet covered in sugar mountains dotted with goofy giant teapots. A young, gray-skinned alien girl running around catching frogs. These must be the clouds Jade was referencing, the one she said could never be wrong. Well, you can take guidance from them too. You've trusted more dubious things than clouds. Is that it? Sorry about that again. You zone in on the frog girl with the short haircut and the red skirt. Time for the zappy thing. It's always night on Troll Planet, at least when folks are out and about. But it's not usually this dark. You confidently head out to start exploring your surroundings and immediately run into a wall face first. Okay, you've got your bearings now. You ended up in some kind of closet. You refrain from making a hackneyed joke about it. They probably don't even have that cultural metaphor here. And the noise you made elicited an answering yelp of surprise in the room outside. You hear footsteps approaching you, and then someone yanks the door open. Okay, I need to say, I'm not the biggest fan of this sprite. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good, but like, she just kind of looks like she just got out of bed, you know? I always expected Kanai to be incredibly stiff and rigid, like, not that. I don't know, maybe it's mean to say. Anyway, Kanai voice. Hello, what the fuck? Opening the door has allowed a beam of bright sunlight to fall across your face. You feel instinctively that the light is something to avoid. You hold your hands up to shield your face, then remember that your hands are also made of skin and whimper. The heat is doing its best to fry you, like a vampire in a movie. You're sure that idle thought will not end up having any relevance to this troll girl story whatsoever. What are you? Did you just wander in here, or like... what? Something like that, you tell her. Or something like that, you tell her. Cringing away from the light, you get the feeling this girl is not gonna fall for the old mailman gambit. Mail troll? You tell her you know one of her other friends. Who? Wait, is it Carcat? Yes! I knew it. He makes friends with all kinds. Well, I obviously can't pick you up right now. You don't seem to be able to handle the sun, so I guess you better stick around until at least nighttime. You could easily zap to nighttime, but this is giving you an in, so instead you agree. No problem, you can just hang out in this closet. It's fine. It's a lovely closet. I know we just met, but you're being kind of weird. You hope it's the kind of weird that eventually becomes charming. You don't say that, though, just think it. You know the barrier between your words and thoughts is ambiguous at best, but for real. Anyway, you have no obligation to shulk around in my wardrobe-ifying assets chamber. I have a solution. Pulling the shades, maybe? No. Why would I deprive my plants of life-giving sunlight for a fragile-skinned creature I've never met before? It is another solution. A minute later, you're dressed in a floor-length gown of emerald velvet, with long sleeves, a high neckline, and a dramatic hood to pull over your head. The dress does nothing for the heat, but effectively shields you from sunlight. There you go. All swaddled up like a baby, you joke. The troll just gives you a level look. Clearly you've stumbled onto a cultural misalignment. Even though she's the one that hasn't even heard a baby, she stares at you until you start to feel embarrassed for knowing things that she doesn't.
very good at staring. She is very good at staring contests. What an amazing potential friend. Now out of the closet, you know now that joke won't land either. You look around the room. It is indeed covered with plants, as well as colorful bolts of fabric and half-finished sewing projects. There's chainsaw, the outfit Friska ends up wearing when she kisses Tavros. Oh, great memories. Anyway, unlike Rose's knitting disarray, it does not give the impression of someone who has difficulty finishing things. This troll's room gives the impression of someone who enjoys, even excels at having multiple irons in hot places. Or at least, she thinks she does. It sounds like someone I know. She seems to have just been on her computer thing when you zapped in, because her chat client is flashing insistently. You tried to peer at the open window, but she hits a button that makes the projection disappear, a delicate green flush rising to her cheeks. No need to look at that. Guiltily, you remember spying on Rose. When she called you out, you thought for a second that your chances of being her friend had run out. Like if there was a universe where you didn't become a friend, and the one where you didn't, you'd stumble clumsily into the wrong one. The bad one, if you will. But luckily, everything turned out fine. Maybe you could get away with it again. Plus, this troll doesn't even know about your powers yet, not like Rose did. She would have no reason to suspect you. So, spy on the troll's communications, or do not. Communications. You excuse yourself to the, you don't know what they call here, the necessaries. You wave your hand in a vaguely embarrassed way and the troll gets it. Out of her sight, you zap back to a few minutes ago, just outside the door to the room you're in now. You wait until you hear the thump of yourself arriving in the closet, and the troll abandoning her desk. Excuse me. Then you quickly zap into the room and read her current chat. It just cannot escape my notice that the last 3 times you've contacted me, it was to ask if I finished your dress yet. Under these circumstances, I find it trying to believe that you want it for no particular reason. I wish you would just tell me why it's so important. Oh, Vriska voice. Not gonna lie, I have not had much experience with Vriska dubs, so I don't know.
Of course you do. Fussy Fangs always has to have a reason for everything. Maybe I just want a present from my Moirail? Did you think of that? Or are you too busy fussing around in your fuss block? Maybe I'm being nice? Or did you not think I can be nice sometimes?
I know you can be, when you want, sort of. Be on Moirails again, then. Yesterday you said defining our relationship was something only lame dorks would do.
Yeah, my Moirail is a super lame dork. That's you, Fangface.
That's not a good Vriska.
That's you.
Gosh dang it. I need to get a girl who's good at voice acting that can just do all these voices better than me.
That's you, Fangface.
It'll work for now. It's just that I can't help but notice that I'm your Moirail again right now, when you want something from me.
You notice a lot, don't you? Always noticing something. I bet you wouldn't be shocked to know how much you don't see. You don't even know half of what I have going on.
If I've ever pretended to know what is going on with you, please allow me to apologize.
for such a gross misrepresentation of my reality.
Whatever. Can you just tell me if you finished it yet? Hello? Kanaya?
The log ends there. You zap back before past you is done changing into the dress and re-enter the room. The troll, Kanaya, is back at her lunchbox computer, typing furiously. You have to handle this situation delicately. She can't know you were spying on her. Since you've already said that you know Carcat, you had your bets on all of them sharing the same friend group. You ask her carefully if she happens to know your other friend as well. Arachnid's grip? The little green flush darkens Kanaya's cheeks again. She bites her lip, showing one kinda adorable thing. Yes, I know her. Why? You are sure that helping Kanaya figure out her situation with this girl is a key to earning her friendship. A big juicy interpersonal conflict to solve has been dangling in front of you, and nothing makes friends more reliably. But then again, you don't really know anything about this other troll. You don't even know her name, just her handle. Can you really be of use to Kanaya, especially when your knowledge of the girl is based on a foundation of lies? Is this the right way to go? Offer it is. Also, I took a look at some Frisco dubs, and I will be trying out a voice. This is going to go interestingly. You gesture wildly. You and this girl, whose name you do totally know, go way back. In fact, if Kanaya wants some help figuring things out with her, you could definitely help. You're an observant person. This part is true. And you want to help her. This too! Kanaya thinks of Sophie, looking skeptical. What could you do to help? She's just impossible. Everybody knows that already. I'm not breaking new ground about Vriska here. Vriska, that must be her name. Despite Kanaya's outward frustration, you keep sensing some kind of guilty affection here. You don't know what Moiriel is. How could you? You've never heard that word before. But it conjures a feeling inside you, a vague sense of warmth, comfort, for some reason a dark room and the smell of popcorn. Allow me to just Google something that is completely unrelated. Interesting. Again, completely unrelated to this whole route. Completely unrelated. Anyway, it's clearly some kind of intimate relationship, and Kanaya's feelings are all wrapped up in it. You know what to do in that kind of situation. She needs to tell Vriska how she feels. You expect Kanaya to brush this off. She hasn't exactly been miss emotional openness so far, and she looks like she's about to, but then she wavers. To your surprise, she lets out a heavy sigh, her shoulders slumping. What would be the point? She's not even into the relationship we have now. There's no way she'd want to take it in a more crimson direction. Clearly, these feelings have worn her down so much her spiky defenses are weakened. You don't want to cheer on someone's vulnerabilities, but, well, it's hard to forge a friendship without them. You ask her if she's sure about that. Well, no.
can't ever tell if she's sincere. She makes serious things into jokes, and jokes into big dramas. Same here. I thought she started calling me her Moira as a joke, but she told everyone else about it too. She didn't even ask me what I wanted. Now I don't know how to talk to her about it. Every conversation we have gets so antagonistic, but I'm not interested in that quadruple with her. Sometimes it feels like our relationship is just an aggregation of shallow and insincere hostilities. Despite the unfamiliar alien words, this teen romantically flailing is common among all species. You nod sympathetically, but, you point out, Kanai isn't happy now, so what would she have to lose if she pressed the issue? Kanai gives you that even, scathing gaze again. And what is your personal interest in my quadrant? Cockhead friend. Oops, you pushed it too far. All your recent successes has made you cocky. You revert to barefaced honesty and tell her you want to get to know her better. I have plenty of friends already, and I don't even like some of them. But I will think about your unsolicited and unwelcome advice. Advice from a stranger whose presence you are tolerating solely to be responsible for the death of an innocent is well known to be the best kind of advice. That's about the best you can ask for. You shut up and sit quietly while Kanaya goes back to her activities, sewing and tending to her plants with a big chainsaw she seems to have pulled out. No, she pulled it out right there, you dingus. Finally, she huffs a sigh and throws the chainsaw down on the floor. It disappears again, and a little gold tube rolls away from where it landed. Kanai stalks back to her magic computer lunchbox. She is emanating such a determined air that you don't dare to address her. Maybe she's forgotten about you. If so, it's to your advantage, because Kanai's setup projects her window in a very visible way, and she didn't tell you not to look this time. You know how you basically refuse to be straightforward with me. You know how you and I use this metaphor with full consciousness of its on-the-nose nature. Always weave a web of intricate emotional misdirection, and basically act in the most infuriating way possible. Okay, hang on, let me make sure I got a good Versko voice. What? Slow down, what are you talking about? Why did you start calling me your Moirail? Was it because you actually had those feelings for me? Or did it suit your purposes somehow? What if I start calling you my matesprit? Would that make it a reality? Is that how it works? You just say things and assume they will happen like you said, instead of talking about it with the other person involved. That time, I meant you in an abstract and general sense, not specifically you.
Wait, are you saying you want to be matesprits?
You know I'm one of the few of us who still likes you. You know everyone wonders why I still talk to you at all. And sometimes I do too. After everything you've done, I think in this situation, the evidence for strong-led feelings on my part is compelling. I do not think our so-called moral legends is satisfying enough to account for my continued attachment to you. Any outside observer could perceive as much.
Wow, I think there is a confession somewhere buried under all that insulting language. You know what, meanie things? Let's do it. Let's be matesprits.
Do not mock me.
I'm not. Jeez, do you see how unfair you're being? Vriska, be more straightforward. Vriska, talk clearly about your feelings. Define our relationship. Then when I do it, this is what I get. Let's flip red. Why not?
Wait, really?
Yes!
Kanai slams the lunchbox shut and turns to you. She's even more flustered than before, and you can't tell if she's freaked out or thrilled. Maybe even she doesn't know. Just like to point out the hearts in her eyes. Very like this sprite. Good one. Good sprite. Listen, I have to go somewhere. You can let yourself out, right? Do not steal anything from me. You open your mouth, about to suggest that you could teleport her where she needs to go, but she rushes past you and down the stairs. Then she's gone. Dang, you've been getting really good mileage lately out of being the person to unite distant friends. Lousy goddamn stupid independent action. You get the feeling following her won't go over well either. Kanai probably needs some privacy right now. A lesser friendship with Spirant might give up at this point. But your unique skills have honed in on one thing. This relationship is happening because of your advice. Surely once things settle down, Kanaya will remember this, turn to you, ready to embrace you and rain down thanks and praise for your good works. You're not about to wait around for it here. You zap ahead a couple of days. No Kanaya. Nothing in the room indicates that Kanai has even been back here yet. Try a couple of days more. Still no Kanai. You zap again. Now you're a week out, and the brown edges on some of the leaves suggest that Kanaya has been at her girlfriend's house this entire time. You're about to give up when you hear a door slam downstairs. Kanaya storms up the winding staircase, stopping dead when she sees you. Oh great, just what I need. Someone I don't know here in a delicate emotional time to witness my compromised state. Whenever I'm on the precipice of romantic disaster, I always think to myself, I wish a deformed stranger was in my house refusing to leave, just to bear witness to my inelegant suffering. Okay, wow, that was harsh. You're beginning to think your strategy is not going to pan out. Never one to be deterred easily, you cautiously ask her if she wants to talk about it. She puts her face in her hands. You know what? You're probably the only person who thought this was remotely a good idea, and therefore probably the only one I can complain to. Everyone else saw this coming, I'm sure. As outcomes go, this one was not particularly stealthy. When she looks up, she doesn't look angry anymore, just upset. I do not know why I thought that in becoming my mate's brute she would somehow start acting differently than the way she always has. Relationships are hard. Relationships are hard and no one understands. Parenting reference. Well, no. I mean, they are a very common form of social interaction. I think most people, especially past the age when their genetic contribution is legally required, understand, or face certain color. Okay, never mind that. You were trying to do a thing, and it clearly didn't work. So things didn't work out with Vriska? You could say that. At first it was everything I wanted. She's right, you know. She can be nice sometimes. But then she just started ordering me around. Like I had to do what she said, just because I was her mate's sprite. Like, maybe the reason she agreed in the first place was because she wanted that leverage. You know she's upset, but she isn't getting visibly emotional. Instead, as she talks, her eyes narrow and her voice grows icy with anger. She grows very still, her muscles held taut. And she kept trying to use me to get back in with our friends who sensibly dropped her already, like Karkat and Terezi. Although I can't believe I still have any chance with them after so obviously taking leave of my senses enough to date her. Even Terezi wasn't stupid enough for that. It felt like she just wanted me to like her so she could exploit me. Maybe because she doesn't have enough other friends, so she had to get the most out of me. Her voice is trembling with anger now. Jeez, that's rough. Honestly, it sounds to you like Kanaya dodged a bullet. When you first saw that Kanaya had a crush on this girl, you kind of assumed someone as composed and rational as Kanaya will be drawn to someone who would compliment her well. But you've just watched her walk into a train wreck. Well, encouraged her to. It's probably good she broke up with Friska. I didn't. Oh, well, but you're right. She stalks over to her housetop and throws the top open so violently it nearly breaks. She opens a window and starts typing. Her claws hit the keys so hard that one of them pops off and flies to the ground. You know, Friska, I didn't just want to date you. I wanted you to feel the same things I felt and treat me like a mate's friend. Whatever this is, it isn't what I wanted. Okay, Vriska again. Excuse me? What are you saying? But Kanaya slams the screen down and turns away. Then she puts her hands over her face again and bursts into tears. I can't help but feel a little awkward. There? Kanaya glares at you. Yes, that's a glare. That's definitely a glare. It's like, you know this is your fault, right? I did not think you have shown yourself to be competent enough in this area to try to fix things now. Can you please just leave me alone? Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to turn this around. Leaving probably is the best thing you can do for Kanaya now. Nod sadly and zap the fuck out of there. Well, that's why we always save. Right, I'll be right back. I just need to get a quick drink of water. Alright, testing. 1, 2, 3. I am back from my water/snack run. And speaking of being back off. No reason, you say. Just curious. Kanai gives you a suspicious look. Okay, well, I'm kind of in the middle of something. You can just while away the time until it gets dark. Sure. You watch her for a few minutes as she finishes up her conversation and then starts working on things around her room. But having seen what you've seen, you're determined to find some way to help her. You can't fix her interpersonal problems. Maybe you can figure out something else she'd enjoy. Filled with investigative spirit, you start to gather evidence. Snoop. You start to snoop. Spying got you this far. Spying is great. You rifle through Kanai's bookshelf. She has a number of sewing pattern books, which you assume must have some kind of whimsically gruesome twist congruent with the rest of the world building on this planet, but pretty much just look like sewing pattern books. There's one thing on the shelf in your own language. It's not a book, but a stack of printed out pages bound together in a distinctly homemade way. It says Spur Bitter Walkthrough at the top and is covered with familiar erudite prose. You're pretty sure the events described in this document never happened in the timeline you're currently making, but whatever source Kanai got this from is not bound strictly to one timeline. There are a number of books featuring shining white figures, mostly women, with prominent fangs and variously colored blood dripping from their cruel and elegant mouths. They're all dressed in an explosion of brightly colored fabrics. Something about their sparkles strikes you as deeply, strangely familiar. You must just be thinking of vampires. There's no reason you would know anything about whatever the rainbow blood imbibing troll's equivalent is. Possibly Rainbow Drinker or something crazy like that. Most of these covers feature a swooning troll, of varying genders, clearly about to have their throats torn out sexily. Many of the rainbow vampires are being menaced by brave heroes, all wielding chainsaws. A loud buzz makes you look up. You can't help but notice that Kanaya is tending to her topiaries with a large chainsaw of her own. Okay, you're putting this all together. The bright colors around her house, the choice of weapon, the love of sunlight. Kanaya's heart's desire is clearly to date a sexy vampire. Maybe that's what AG is. You wonder if you could make this happen for her. Maybe on this planet, it's not just a fantasy. You clear your throat to get Kanaya's attention, and then casually wonder aloud if Alternia has some kind of non-living creatures. Oh, you mean the undead? Yes, the undead. Where might one find the undead? It is not difficult. They trot past my hive in the hordes every day. Slaving and so on. Trying to get in sometimes. It's all coming together. That must be the root of Kanai's fascination. You start to form a plan. For the next few hours, you keep a keen eye trained on the window. Sure enough, within an hour, a group of strange, shambling creatures lurches into view. You yell and point out the window, drawing Kanai's attention, and then zap yourself out there in front of the horde. Now that you're close up, you can see that these guys are not exactly the debonair creatures of the night from Kanai's book covers. They're more like zombies. Big, slow, stumbling things, half of them falling apart. Still, needs must. You're going to net one of them for Kanaya. You stand your ground as they lurch towards you, trying to select the most alluring. Suddenly, Kanaya is at your side, out of breath from running. She's wielding her chainsaw. Are you actually bereft of sense? You don't fight the undead. This is suicidal. You weren't trying to fight them, but there's no time to explain that, because they attack you anyway. A great monstrous arm backhands you to the ground, and monster claws tear your gown and into your shoulder, lifting you by it. The creature opens a mouth full of more teeth than you thought could fit inside there. Then you're fallen. You hit the ground and roll, dirt grinding into the wounds in your arm. The top half of the creature lands next to you, twitching slightly. Kanaya's chainsaw gleams with its black blood. She twirls and bisects another undead thing, but then the third bear hugs her from behind and lifts her, its maw opening wide. You scramble to your feet and throw yourself at Kanaya, grabbing her kicking leg and squeezing your eyes shut to concentrate. You zap. Please don't let the monster have come with you. You open your eyes. The monster did not come with you. Only its arms did. Kanaya shakes herself a little, free from the disembodied embrace. Blood pools on her carpet. She does something to get rid of her chainsaw away, and suddenly she's holding a tube of lipstick, which she opens. She slicks a fresh coat of black onto her lips. You slowly catch your breath. You're about to offer an apology, but something makes you pause. Naya's staring at the pools of blood. She cautiously, guiltily, leans down and swipes a finger in the mess. Then she brings it to her mouth and delicately licks. Blah! She makes a face and spits the blood out. Then she looks up at you, flushing emerald with embarrassment. Oh, you think you made a mistake. Kanaya doesn't want to date a vampire, she wants to be a vampire. Pretend you did not see that. You smile cautiously. It's okay, you tell her. You're embarrassed yourself by your foolish actions. Yes. Why did you do that? Also, how did you teleport? We'll be coming back to that one, do not mistake me. I can't understand why anyone would run straight into a horde of undead. You look down. Well, it's just something that she said. It's just that when she said undead, you were picturing something else. Another kind of creature that was dead and now isn't, and is a little more appealing. Understanding dawns. Oh, I see. Well, that's understandable. Vampires are just so cool. They're so cool and hot, and it would make sense for anyone to want to be one. I don't know what a vampire is, but I believe we are on the same page. Maybe I misjudged you. Perhaps you have greater intelligence and finer taste than I originally inferred. Maybe, you say, and you bet anyone with taste would find Kanaya's daring, unconventional aesthetic intriguing. Perhaps someone like the tentacle therapist. Kanaya freezes. What? How do you know? Did you just... who is that? She clears her throat uncomfortably. Whoever that is, I hope you're alright. And also, well, she looks embarrassed again. Thank you for saying so. You nod, wondering if you should say more. But you should keep that friend secret, just like you are going to keep Kanaya's vampire fantasy secret. Because that's what friends do. And voila. Alright, next two are Vriska and Gamzee.